Hello, everybody. Welcome to TR Terror. I'm Rafe. This is Trent.
Hello.
And we would like to apologize for not uploading on Friday. All you 10 people that watched us.
Beautiful people.
Yeah. You guys know where the good content is. We were in Wisconsin visiting Editor Chives, and we didn't have our software with us, so we couldn't film.
Yes. Very true.
Yes.
Alright, what are we going to be talking about today, Ray?
Alright, today we will be talking about the 60-game agreement that the MLB has come to, and whether it will stay on or not, because, one day the MLB will be like, yeah, we're going to play, and then the next day they're like, money! So, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Trent, why don't you start?
With what?
Alright, I'll start then. So...
Ooh, bless you.
Thank you. Hold on.
Bless you again.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Yep.
We will be starting...
Oh, another one? Are we good?
Drink some water.
Alright, well, he does that. I would just like to say I am very unknowledgeable about the MLB. I just like colors. Team colors is what I go for. Okay.
Alright.
Appears we are good with...
I know a lot about baseball because I play baseball. And I like baseball. It's my favorite sport. Not to watch. Football is my favorite sport to watch because I understand. Baseball is my favorite sport to play. I understand baseball sometimes if it's like nothing's really happening all that much. It can be pretty boring sometimes. I understand that. That's why football is my favorite sport to watch, but to play, definitely baseball. So the MLB recently, signed for a 60-game season, and a shortened season for 60 games. So that's 102 games less than what it usually is, which is crazy. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about which teams, do you think will succeed in the 60-game season. Alright. By the way, we're Pirates fans. Well, I am. Are you a Pirates fan? I assume you are.
Yep.
Alright. It's tough being a Pirates fan. I mean, for a couple of years there, it was fine, but then...
You know what, I'll start watching baseball when the Pirates make the playoffs.
Yeah. Maybe you'll be their good luck charm.
I have a pretty safe bet on that one. To not watch it. Typically.
Yeah. I just like watching baseball. So, so 60-game season. Do you think they'll end up keeping the 60-game season, or do you think the players will be like, money?
I think the 60-game season will stay.
Okay. I think they will too, but then again...
Yeah.
Money.
Money. Even though they're already making millions.
I know, that's like... A lot of people said if the season was canceled because of that, then it was like the worst look on any sport in history, because they have billions of dollars and there's people out there like struggling to make money right now. So if the season wouldn't have went on, I would have lost respect for the players, not the sport. Well, not all players, but the players who were wanted money, basically. I know you got a couple, or maybe more than a couple. There was guys out there who were let's just play baseball. We want to play baseball. This is our job, and we're just sitting out on our job / dream. This is like their dream career. So, yeah. So, teams that you think will succeed. So, I'll start first.
Okay.
Because, unless you want to start first.
No, it's alright.
Alright. Teams that I think will succeed. I think the Dodgers will do pretty well, being based on how they've been the past, 4 or 5 years. Or 3 years, really. They have a very good outfield with Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger, Jock Peterson. The three solid guys. In their outfield, all very good hitters. For shortstop, they have Corey Seager. Pretty good shortstop, decent, definitely above average shortstop. Third base, they have Justin Turner, one of the best in the league. And if he doesn't work, they also have Max Monkey. They also have Max Muncy, who's also a decent third baseman. If he was based on all backups, he'd be up there in probably one of the best backup third basemen in the league. They have very good pitchers with people like Dylan Floro, Blake Treinen, Scott Alexander, Tony Gonsolin. Excuse me again. And people also Clayton Kershaw too. They have very good rotation with David Price, Clayton Kershaw, as I mentioned before, and Julio Urias and Walker Buehler. And then they have an elite closer in Kenley Jansen too. So I think they'll be one of the teams to succeed. Trent, why don't you go next?
Oof. Let me pull up all the teams here real quick. Let me see who I think will.
I'll go a second time real quick while you do this.
I probably should have been a little more prepared here.
Yeah. Another team that I think will go succeed, and then a team that you think won't do very good.
Okay.
So, a team that I don't think very good, as much as it pains me to say, the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates last year, everyone was like, oh, they're going to make the wild card. Before the All-Star break, they were like, oh man, they're going to make the wild card, they're doing fantastic. And then it just all went downhill after after the All-Star game. It all went downhill. They don't have very good starting pitchers. Losing Jameson Taillon to Tommy John surgery again. That's 2 seasons in a row without Jameson Taillon. And if they bring him back next year, will he be as good as he was before? They have Keone Kela as their new closer after, Felipe Vasquez is now arrested for, life. Keone Kela, he was good. He's a little bit above average, I would say, so they have a good closer there. They don't really have any, hitters on the field or weapons on the field. They don't have any catchers at all. Like Jacob Stallings is probably going to be their starter. Getting rid of Elias Diaz was pretty dumb, but at the same time, you can see where they're coming from since, they don't have any money whatsoever. Lowest payroll in the league. Josh Bell's really their only guy, and I wouldn't be surprised if they traded him after this year or during this year, really, because they're paying him, I don't know, it was millions and millions of dollars less than what he actually deserves, as they said he was worth. Third base, they have Colin Moran, an average third baseman, still can't hit the ball very well. Shortstop, they have Kevin Newman. He was looking good when he first came up, but then, it didn't go very well. Adam Frazier at second base. Now I think Adam Frazier is actually really underrated because he can hit the ball very well, and he's a good second baseman. It's just he's not like that all-star. He's just an average player, but a lot of people see him as really bad. Outfield is not the worst ever. Now that they have Brian Reynolds probably playing center field. He's very good. Upcoming center field or outfielder. Yeah, he did very good. I shouldn't say it's okay. Their outfield's okay. They have Gregory Polanco, who can't hit the ball for his life. They also have Jose Osuna, who's also a good hitter, but is he going to be able to do that when he's like starting every day? I really think they should never have got rid of Melky Cabrera because they probably could have signed him back for cheap, and they could have. And also, what else was dumb was I think it was 3 years ago or 2 years ago when they traded for Chris Archer. The Rays literally gave them the option. Do you want to trade Gregory Polanco and Austin Meadows? And instead of keeping Austin Meadows, the young guy who was looking like the star, and instead of getting rid of Gregory Polanco, who can't hit a ball for his life, they decide, oh yeah, why not? Let's keep Gregory Polanco. I like him. And they traded Gregory Polanco, and then Chris Archer didn't get a win last year all season. So that's how that trade went. And now Austin Meadows has made the All-Star team the last 2 years for the Rays. It's just unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. We need to draft some guys. We need to draft cheap guys. We need to get more money. Although, now that we have a new head coach and a new general manager, we may be able to do a little better because, Clint Hurl. So, I'll be right back. My phone is ringing. You do your next two.
Okay, so the team that I think will stand out is the Yankees. They had a good season last year with 103 wins. I just think they'll put up the same numbers and do good again. Once again, not that big of an MLB fan. I know the rules and everything. I just don't know the teams and players that well, or if at all. But the Yankees, I think, good season last year, will have another good one this year. And my team that I don't think will do very well is the Detroit Tigers. They had 114 losses last season. That's more losses than, 47 wins only out of 162 games, I believe. Tigers, not that good of a team. I don't think that they will get better in a season. I think it'll take some rebuilding for them to get back up to the top. And never mind, it looks like he is coming back.
I'm back.
Alright, cool.
Stupid scam calls. This is paid for the, Alright, keep going. Sorry.
I had the Yankees as my top team and the Tigers as my bottom.
Oh, so you were going all AL and I was going all NL. Alright.
Sure.
You don't know what that means, do you?
American League and National League.
Yes, but you don't know what...
I only know that because I can see it on this thing.
Yeah, alright. Trent, I am now proclaiming Trent's homework for this baseball season is to pay attention. That's it. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just pay attention. Just
That's
you don't
hard.
you don't have to watch the games. Just like get a news. Just look up news every once in a while of what's happening around the league. Keep track of who's making the playoffs, stuff like that. You don't do that, Trent. And next time we talk about baseball, we're bringing Editor Chives on the show to replace you.
Okay.
All right. Oh, by the way, Editor Chives isn't here today. He has to work because he has another job other than being an editor, you know.
Part-timer.
Part-time job. I'm not going to say where because that's copyright. Maybe, I don't know, but it's copyright. I don't want to risk it. Okay. All right, so I went AL, you went NL. Or no, I went NL, you went AL.
Yeah.
I'll go AL this time. I'll go top team AL, bottom team NL. You go top team AL. All right. Hold on. I'll go top team AL and bottom team AL for me. You go bottom team NL, top team NL for you. All right.
Okay.
We'll start with top team. Top team in the AL this year. Excuse me. Excuse me. I actually really have a good feeling about the Angels. Now, their starting pitchers aren't the best, except for obviously Patrick Sandoval. Fantastic. New upcoming star. They don't have the best pitching, but they have very good hitting with Albert Pujols. He's getting older. He's 40 this year. But he can still hit the ball decent. They have Shohei Ohtani. And he's very good DH. Closer, they have Hansel Robles. My uncle's dog name is Robles. He's an average closer. They have very good fielders. People like Anthony Rendon, Mike Trout, Justin Upton. They're pretty good. I shouldn't say they're pretty good. They're very good. Mike Trout, obviously, like the best of the league. Anthony Rendon, also one of the best in the league. But they don't have the best, but I can honestly see him with their good hitting. I could see him, maybe not the top seed, but I could see him winning their division. Don't mind that they went 72-90 last year. That's just my upset pick, okay?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright. So for the NL, I have the Dodgers as my top pick, same as you, because I think the Dodgers are a good team. They went 106 wins, 56 losses last season. I think they'll be able to do it again, put up the same numbers, and be solid.
Well,
I'm not going as in-depth as you did. Whatever he said is my exact explanation for them. Alright, so for my bottom team, it's probably going to be Pirates. Just like you said, Pirates.
Thanks for yelling in my ear.
Wait, what? Did I yell in your ear?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Pirates.
Pirates. Whatever Rafe said, just missing it, not doing the best.
You're really showing your smarts here. Sure.
Yes. Pirates, 69-93 last season, just won't be able to turn around next season.
All right, and I'm actually going to change my top pick to the Tampa Bay Rays. Last year they went 96-66. They have very good pitchers with Yanni Chirinos. I believe that's how you say it, but I'm not sure. Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, an old Pirate. Charlie Morton also used to be a Pirate. both were very bad for the Pirates. Went to the Rays. Charlie Morton went to the Astros and won the World Series for him. Tyler Glasnow wasn't very good for the Pirates, and now is fantastic for the Rays. Classic Pirates. People are either terrible for them, go somewhere else and are fantastic, or people are for another team are fantastic, go to the Pirates and are terrible, and then probably go somewhere else and be fantastic again. Or they'll be terrible, go to the Pirates, look fantastic because there's no competition, and then go somewhere else and be terrible again. They have very good reliever pitchers. DH, they have Austin Meadows, another Pirate. Very good DH. Also outfielder, but they seem to not want him in outfield, which is kind of confusing. Okay. Catchers, they don't have very good catchers. First baseman, they have Ji-Man Choi. He's an average. What happened? He's an average first baseman. Sorry, my computer messed up for a second. Where was I? Oh, yes. Third base, Yandy Diaz. Very solid third baseman. They don't have very good shortstops. They do have an okay outfield with Brandon Lowe, Kevin Kiermaier, and Hunter Renfroe. But they're okay. They're not the best, but still. Alright. Now, for my worst team in the AL, I'm going to have to go with the Seattle Mariners. Who'd you pick for the worst team?
The Tigers.
Tigers. Okay, that makes sense. But I'm going with the Seattle Mariners. They don't have good pitching at all, as you could... you should be able to tell by the fact that they have 7 starting pitchers when you're only supposed to have 5. But that's okay. Reliever pitchers, there's no one. Their one good pitcher is... Oh my, I'm going to bomb this name so bad. Yoshihisa Hirano. I'm very bad at pronouncing that. I apologize. He's their one good pitcher. They have a good DH in Daniel Vogelback. They don't have a catcher other than Tom Murphy, and that's all I have to say. Good fielders they have are Kyle Seager. I would say he's good, but he's okay. Mitch Haniger is a solid right fielder, but other than that, they don't have very good fielders at all, and I just don't think... I mean, they were 68-94 last year. I could honestly see them going 64-98. Okay, I just said the opposite. Timeout. Hello, time in, I should say. We're back. We had technical difficulties. I shouldn't say we had. Trent had technical difficulties.
Okay, it appeared that my mic was off, and I turned it on, and it just decided to stop the recording.
Okay. Well.
Right.
Well.
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 Alright, where'd you leave off last?
So now we are going to be, talking about a possible playoff picture, and I'm going to go first because Trent has no idea how playoffs work in baseball.
Accurate. Well, I have a general idea.
His general idea is this is what exact words he told to me. He's like, he knows some rounds there's sudden death, and other rounds there's multiple.
I said some rounds are sudden death, some are best of 3, some are best of 7. You know.
Yeah.
The usual.
So, how the playoffs work?
You seem very disappointed.
I am very disappointed, too. Especially coming from a baseball fan. I don't know what this was, but especially coming from a baseball fan. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Potential playoffs. Let's go.
Oh crap.
Has hit the earbud out of his ear. That's always a good thing.
Ah, that's funny. Um, so playoff picture for me. So I'm gonna name the winner of each division for me. I'm gonna do this whole thing before Trent even starts. Trent, take note. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Okay. Okay.
Playoff picture. So first seed. We'll start with the AL. How about that? In the AL. Oh, and Trent, you might want to pull up the divisions because I doubt you know them, honestly.
Okay.
So first seed in the AL East, I'm going to have to go with the Tampa Bay Rays. They do have a tough team against the Yankees. But they get a bye in the first round. I'm going to explain this as I go, okay? So all you people who don't know baseball, pay attention. Trent, pay attention.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to go with the Tampa Bay Rays. I think they have a solid team. I'm not going to go too in-depth in this. But I just think they have a solid team. I could see them hitting that 100 win, or I keep saying 100 win mark. Excuse me. I keep forgetting that there won't be 100. There will be 60 games. I could see them hitting like 40 wins. I'm gonna say 40 wins is like the 100 wins of 60 games. I could see him hitting 40 wins. I could see him hitting that 40 wins, beating over the Yankees at like 37 wins, maybe. But I just think that the Tampa Bay Rays will have a solid team. For the AL Central, I have the Minnesota Twins in the first. I have the Minnesota Twins like first in their division.
Gotcha. First spot.
First seed or first place in their division.
Yep.
Minnesota Twins first place in their division. I think they have a solid team. I don't think they're going to be as good as the Rays, but I think they're going to be good.
Cool.
That's it. For the AL West, you probably are expecting me to say the Angels, but I changed my mind. So, I think first place in the AL West will be the Oakland Athletics. I could see them hitting that 40 win mark. That is so weird to say. I could see them hitting the 40 win mark. I think they'll be a good team. I could see them making a World Series run, but you never know. They could do bad, They could, I'm going to have to pause right there, and I'm going to say the Pirates, honestly, because of how up and down they are, like, they'll be really good sometimes, and they'll be really bad. They could go on a run and make the playoffs.
Just because of how many games there are.
Yeah, that's it. Because usually after like 60 games, they'll be like really good, and then they'll never win a game. Or they could do the opposite and just not win a game the whole season. Be the first.
This is true.
Be the first team to never win a game in an entire season. That would be unfortunate.
That would be.
Yeah, unfortunately. Have you ever noticed that the NL Central is one of the worst divisions in the league? Like, everyone else has, like, this team that has, like, 97, 106, 107, 101, 103. Meanwhile, the top team in the NL Central has only 91 wins.
Yeah, that's a little tough.
That's pretty bad. So, NL East, top team for the NL East, I think will be the Atlanta Braves. I think they're have a very, very, very good team this year. I could see them making a World Series run. And that's it. NL, NL Central, top team for them. I have St. Louis Cardinals twice in a row. St. Louis Cardinals, they're a good team. Well, not really. They're a good team. They've made 90 wins, so that's good. They're a good team, but their division is just terrible. I could honestly see them making the playoffs at like 29 wins. That's how terrible the division is. Oh man, we stink so bad. So for the NL West, I think the top team would be the Dodgers. I could see them hitting like 45 wins. Question mark. I could see them hitting like 45 wins. It's so hard to talk about it when there's only 60 games. I need 162 games, MLB. I could see them hitting like that 45 wins, making the playoffs, getting a bye. So yeah. All right, now wild card teams. For the AL, the first wild card team I have is the New York Yankees. Just under the Tampa Bay Rays, maybe by like 2 or 3 wins. But I just see the Tampa Bay Rays doing better this year. And the New York Yankees still managing to reach that wild card spot. And the other wild card team. My phone's ringing. Hold on.
Okay. So I will say all my division leaders while he is gone. For the AL East, I also have the Yankees winning that one. Solid team, like I said, I think. And moving on to the AL Central, I also have the Twins. I think they are a good team. Moving on to the AL West, I also have the Athletics because I don't feel the Astros will be able to put up what they did last season. And yeah, moving on to the NL, the NL East, I have the Nationals taking that one, top place. And moving on to the NL Central, I have the Milwaukee Brewers, only 2 wins down from the Cardinals last season. I think they'll shoot right up there and take the first place spot. And moving on to the NL West, for my division leader, I have the Dodgers as well. I don't think they'll do as good as they did last season.
I've been back for a couple seconds. Oh, my scam calls, am I right? Every time I get a call, that's going to be a new catchphrase. From now on, if I'm recording and I get a call and it's a scam call, I'm going to come back and say, oh, my scam calls. Right here. What's the date? June 30th of 2020? Yep. Same day that it's supposed to come out because we're not good with time schedules, you know. Yeah, we just got home last night from Wisconsin, so we have to record this morning. I don't know what
Hopefully Chives can get this one up in time.
Yeah, Chives. Silly Chives. Alright, should I move on to my second wild card, or did I say that? I know I said my first one was the Yankees.
Oh, we're dropping stuff.
The Yankees. Second one for me, I'm going to have to go with the LA Angels. That's my upset pick of really the whole thing. Like I said earlier, I think the LA Angels can pick it up this year, sneak in a wild card. I changed my mind about them being like this ultimate team earlier, but I don't think they're going to be. But I still can see them making the wild card. All right, wild cards for... Oh, you want to guess?
No, go for it.
Okay. Wild cards for the NL, I have the I have them both coming from the same division, actually. The first one being the Washington Nationals, and the second one being the New York Mets. I could see them both like tying each other's record. That makes sense, right? I could see them having the same record, shooting up above the other teams. I just honestly think they'll have a good team this year. They'll both have a good team this year, and I think they could both make a run for the playoffs.
Okay. So, for my AL wild cards, I have first, go with the Tampa Bay Rays, 96 and 66 last season. Wild card spot seems pretty good for them. And second wild card spot is going to go to the Astros. I think they'll just sneak their way into the, what would it be, 6th seed? Is that how many?
Well,
Sure.
just the wild card. There's 5 teams in the playoffs. So, let me explain this.
Oh, yeah, because there's 3 divisions. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the division leaders, Trent. The division leaders of each one in the AL all get a bye from the first round.
Yeah.
2 other teams get to sneak their way in, so we have 2 over here. I'm using my fingers to show them, by the way. 2 over here. 1 team loses. Pop, there's 4 over here.
Whoa. That was magical.
So now we have 2 teams. If you split it right down the middle, how about we split it and make it 2? All right.
Whoa.
So
I wish you guys could see what he's doing right now.
So
this is insane.
Then there's 2 teams, or 2 games of both teams, and then each one has a winner. Boom, 2. And then there's also 2 over here from the other division because they go through the same process. So they say this is the NL. Here's the AL. 2 lose. Here's the World Series. 2, 1 lose. There's a winner. All right. Does that make sense?
Okay, that was a good explanation.
Okay. It probably to you guys it didn't make that much sense because I was using my fingers.
He just like put his fingers together and like made different. Yeah, it was cool.
Wow.
All right.
Oh yeah. Keep going, Trent. Say your NL1 wild card. I need to move this.
So my, hey, did I say my other? Oh, I did. Astros.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So for the NL wild cards, I have the Braves taking the first one. Won the division last season. Nationals this season will overtake them, and they will still get a wild card spot. Next spot will go to the Diamondbacks. I think they will get up there and take the second wild card spot.
By the way, the Diamondbacks are my second favorite team. Obviously, Pirates are up there, but there's like a ruler. Like Pirates are at like 12 inches, or just a foot, I should say. But they're at the top of the ruler, and then they're my favorite team. And then Diamondbacks are my second favorite team, but they're at like 4 inches. They're just chilling at 4 inches. And then Toronto Blue Jays are at like 1 inch. And then no other teams. I don't know why I like the Diamondbacks, but I do.
Alright.
Just wanted to let you know. Okay.
Alright, yeah. Cool.
Alright, so for the wild card teams, so I had the Yankees and the Angels. Best of 1. Don't mind Trent yawning over there.
I apologize.
Best of 1. I have the Yankees taking the Angels. Now, like I said, I think the Angels will be good, but I don't think they'll be able to overtake the Yankees, especially since I think the Yankees will only be like 2-3 wins away from the Tampa Bay Rays with the division winner. So I think the Angels will take the win. What about your AL wildcard, Trent?
Okay, so for my AL wildcard, I have the Rays versus the Astros. I'm going to have the Astros take this one, shockingly. Uh, I have an unreassuring head shake from Rafe there, but I think the Astros will take this one.
NL wild card.
Okay.
I have Washington Nationals versus the New York Mets, and I have the Mets taking this one, actually. They are known for choking in the playoffs, I understand that. Well, kind of. Not as much as other teams, but they do choke in playoffs sometimes. But I have the Mets taking this one over the Nationals just because I think the Mets will come off. Well, I think the Mets will come off at first not doing very well, and on like a big hot streak, and that's how they'll get into the wild card, and they'll continue that hot streak, and beat Washington in the wild card game to move on. All right, Trent, you're good.
Okay, so for the NL, I have the Braves versus Diamondbacks. For the wild card, I am going to take the Braves on this one. Sorry, knowing that the Diamondbacks are your second favorite team now.
It's all right.
But I think the Braves will win this one. This is just best of one right here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Next round's best of
And then
5.
Best of 5.
And then after that, a best of 7.
Okay.
Or at least I think so. Unless they changed it. I mean, I haven't been paying attention to
that could happen.
the playoffs the last few years because my Pirates aren't in the playoffs, or Diamondbacks weren't in it last year, or the Blue Jays weren't in it last year either. So I was like, playoffs, hockey, let's
What's
go.
that? Yeah.
At
least the Penguins made playoffs.
Yeah, I mean they made playoffs like every year.
Yeah.
At least recently. Yeah.
They're the only ones maintaining their playoff position.
I mean, Steelers have been close past 2 years, but
yeah,
if they had the 7th seed thing 2 years ago, I think they would have made it.
Oh my gosh.
Both times. I think the first year when they went 9-6-1 or something like that, or 8-7-1 or something like that. There could be a chance that they didn't make it, but last year they definitely would have made it. Keep going, sir.
Okay, so the wild card will end up facing the first seed, right?
Yes. So you're just gonna have. So you said in the NL your top team was the Dodgers. I said mine was the Rays. So we could go off that. So
okay.
My wild. Do you want to go first? You go first.
Sure. So I will have the Dodgers versus the Braves, and I'm going to have the Dodgers take this one over the Braves, and Dodgers will move on to, what do they call that round? The second to last round.
Yeah, I'm not good with names on this one. They just move on to the next round.
Alright, next round.
Hey, it's my turn.
Do you want to go next?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to say my other team?
I'll go next.
Okay.
So I have the Mets facing the Dodgers, and I have the Dodgers taking this one in 4 games. Did you say how many games it was in?
Nope. We'll go 4. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Alright. I have them taking it in 4 games. I think the Mets may come out, win 1 game, and then the Dodgers will realize, like, oh, crap, they're going on a hot streak. We need to keep going. We need to push harder, and then they'll just win like 3 straight and make it to the next round. All right.
You just said, wait, hot streak with 1 game or 2?
Well, 2, because the wild card. Well, but plus before that, then into the wild card.
You said it was 4 games. You said you had it going in 4 games.
This one's best of 5, Trent.
Yeah, but you said you had them winning in 4 games.
Yes.
You just said they're going to win 2, and then
no, I said the Mets will win 1. Coming out with the wild card after winning against them, plus before in the regular season winning a lot, winning the wild card, winning the first game against the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers will be like, oh man, we need to really try, and then the Dodgers just take the next 3 games.
I'm honestly just thankful you let me talk during this.
Well, it is.
I know nothing.
It's called TR Terror, not R Terror.
Yeah. It could be CR Terror with chives.
TRC chair, terror.
Yeah.
TCR chair or CTR terror. That's copyright.
Okay.
Oh man, the hardest thing about starting a YouTube channel is copyright. I like you try so hard not to mention like products and stuff, and it's really hard.
I think it's fine as long as there's like no copyrighted songs and stuff.
Yeah. But I just want to be like absolutely sure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alright, cool. So for my other NL game, I have, who was it? The Brewers and the Nationals. I'm going to have the Brewers take this one, and they'll move on to the next round to face the Dodgers. Okay, I'm getting another head shake from Rafe. Very unreassuring.
How many games was it in?
It was in, 5.
Okay. I think he's just naming numbers, but that's okay with me.
Anything from 3 to 5. Alright, here we go. 5.
So I have St. Louis facing Atlanta. I have this one in 3, with Atlanta sweeping the Cardinals. And they will move on to the next round to face the Dodgers. I just think Atlanta is an overall better team than, like, literally any of the NL Central teams. Notice last year Washington went 93 wins. They were the 2nd seed in their division, and they had more wins than the top seed in the NL Central. So that should speak for itself, honestly. But it could be worse. They could be the Marlins. The Marlins are like one of the few teams that were worse than the Pirates last year. Yeah, but I have the Atlanta sweeping, and they will go on to face the Dodgers for a very good matchup. Let's move on to AL.
Cool.
Who wants to go first?
You can go first.
All right, I'll go first. Yankees versus the Rays, right? Yeah, right. Yep. Not the A's, the Rays.
Did we say our wild card for this already?
Yeah, I know I did because I remembered saying that the Angels will not overcome the Yankees.
Okay.
Copyright. Yeah. So the Rays.
What?
The Yankees is from a movie. It's from a movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That was not a reference that I understood.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. The Yankees and Rays, I have this one going to 5. I think it'll be a good match with the Rays coming out victorious, actually. I think I could see it going Rays take game 1 and 3, Yankees take game 2 and 4, and then it all comes out into the 5th game, which is kind of what... Alright, let's move on. Go ahead, Jen.
Alright, so since we said the wild card already, I bet wait, did I say my wild card yet?
I don't know.
I did, because I had the Astros winning.
Yeah, and I gave you that,
The unreassuring, head shake.
shake.
Alright, so the Astros versus the Yankees. Yankees will take this one easy in 3. They'll just sweep them. And that'll be bye-bye to the Astros.
I was going to sing a song right there, but I held myself not to sing the song. Because, copyright. I think it's harder for me than Trent, because I make a lot of references.
Do you understand we're saying a whole league of
Yeah,
MLB
but that's
teams.
different. That's like public. I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Alright. That's so true. But I more worry about like songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because songs, they're like very touchy. They're like, what did you say?
No. You have been banned.
That took a dark turn.
I said no. You have been banned.
Okay, so on to the next
Okay.
round. This
Rabbit.
this is probably the weirdest podcast of the three so far.
Yes.
Um,
If you don't understand us, go watch the other ones.
yeah, the other ones.
And you still won't understand us.
But they're more. They're better.
It's a
than
little
this
more
one.
understood.
Yeah, they're better. Yeah, this is probably one of the weirdest podcasts. Well, the weirdest podcast that we've done so far.
You have officially went down the rabbit hole of YouTube.
Ha.
Welcome.
Yes. Hello. My headphones just fell off right there.
Oh boy. This is going great.
I know. Alright. So, next game, I have the Minnesota Twins at the Oakland Athletics.
Okay.
Alright. I think Chaz is going to have to cut a lot of this out. But how much time are we into this? We're 51 minutes into this.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, so, I mean, you could maybe cut it down to like 45, maybe get rid of the weird stuff, Chaz. My man.
He won't.
He won't.
He probably won't.
I know. He'll be like...
If you're watching this right
then
now,
he'll probably...
then Chaz did not get rid of it.
Yeah. No, he'll probably, like, keep in all the weird stuff and just edit, or get rid of all the, like, stuff that's actually about baseball.
That's Chaz for you.
Right.
Alright.
So I have the Oakland Athletics versus the Minnesota Twins. I have this one going in 3, with the Oakland Athletics winning and going to face the Tampa Bay Rays. I think the Oakland Athletics will succeed over the Twins. So yeah, let's move on to the next round. That's the dumbest reasoning I've ever heard. Oh man,
I said some pretty dumb stuff.
I said I think the Oakland Athletics will win because I think they'll win.
Yes. I mean, it's plain and simple.
Have you ever seen the Booger McFarland? Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
That's exactly what
That's exactly what he said.
That's exactly what I think.
Alright.
Alright, so. Oh, sorry.
Do you want me to say my team?
For the next round, right? Or no.
No, I still have the Twins
Yeah.
and Athletics as well.
Oh.
And I'm going to have the Athletics taking this one in 5. It's going to be a hard-fought series, but the Athletics will win.
Okay. Yes. I agree. Except I think it'll go in 3.
Cool.
Do you want to go first, or me?
It don't matter to me.
Alright, I'll go first. Just to make sure that you know what to say.
Okay. Give me my lines.
For next, I have the NL round. I have the Atlanta Braves versus the Dodgers. I have this one going to 7. This is to get to the World Series, by the way. I have this one going in 7 with the Atlanta Braves coming out victorious going to this World Series. First time since the 90s or 2000, I believe. One of the two. The Braves won, like... Braves never made a World... well, they may have, but they made, like, 5 World Series in the 90s and have it made one since. And I think they've only won 1 or 2. One of the 2, yeah.
Sure.
So, I have Atlanta cruising on into the World Series. That's it.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Enough said. So, I have the Brewers versus the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers will take this one. This is 5 games as well, right?
This is. I just said it's in 7. You're like,
I am
this is in
sorry.
5 games. They just played 2 bonus games, right?
I
they
don't
just
think-
they just play 2 bonus games right after the fact.
That's pretty much my perception on baseball. 2 bonus games right there.
2 bonus, just for fun.
Just for fun, It's already decided, but they might as well play again.
Yeah. Just for fun.
Just for fun. So the Dodgers will take this one in, let's go, 5. I don't think the Brewers will be able to keep up with them, and the Dodgers will go to the World Series. I think I'm incorrect with every word I say now, so let's turn it over to Rafe.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay, can we go back to the fact? And I said, I think the Braves will take this in 7, and you're like, this one's best of 5, right?
I was looking at who I was gonna move on, and I wasn't paying attention.
Well, what's your eyes matter when you're supposed to be listening to me?
I was distracted.
All right. Next up for me, I have the Athletics and the Tampa Bay Rays. So, I have this one going to 5. I have this one going to 5, and I have the Tampa Bay Rays coming out. I think that the Oakland Athletics may be able to sneak in one win, maybe in like Game 3 or 4. But other than that, I think the Rays will dominate this series, and they will go to the World Series against the Atlanta Braves.
Okay, cool. So I have the Athletics versus the Yankees. Upset alert in 6 games. I think the A's will beat the Yankees and move on to face the Dodgers in the World Series. That does not appear to be a very good pick that Rafe is telling me.
The unreassuring head shake.
The unreassuring head shake.
That is now our new. If we ever get T-shirts, we're gonna have a T-shirt that says "Scam Call." What was it say? What did I say? Oh my scam calls, and we're also gonna have something upset alert on one of them, and what else? What did you just say? The unreassuring head shake.
Yes.
Yeah, coming out when we get more subscribers.
Can we get 5 first, please? Please subscribe.
Yeah, maybe like. I mean, my dad has merch. Go check out the Bad Back Gardener, by the way. He's my dad. Boogie woogie woogie. So let's move on to the World Series. Let's move on to the World Series.
World Series.
I have the Tampa Bay Rays and the Atlanta Braves. Sorry. I have this one going in 6, with none other than. Drum roll, please. What are you hitting?
My leg.
Okay, well,
Is that better?
I have the Tampa Bay Rays winning in 6 games against the Braves. I think the Rays. You can stop drum rolling now.
I did.
Huh?
What are you listening to?
Very good question. What are you listening to is the real question. What are you watching? There's probably hockey. He's probably looking at hockey rosters. He's like, oh yeah, Steven Stamkos, he's the best baseball player.
Best Indian ever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think the Braves will. It'll be a hard-fought fight. It'll be a good fight. But I do think the Rays will come out victorious and be the World Series champion.
Cool. So I have the Athletics versus the Dodgers, I have this one in 7 games. Upset alert. The Athletics are going to take this one in 7. Like I just said,
Wow.
7. 7. Yes. Athletics will take this one and run with it. And there it is. There's the unreassuring head nod. Or head shake.
The unreassuring head nod.
Head nod would be very assuring.
Yeah, that'd be the assuring head nod. When I go like this, that's the reassuring. I know you guys can't see me.
He's shaking his head up and down.
I'm nodding my head, is what you should have said. Bars? Did you hear that?
Okay.
Did you hear that? What? I just said I'm nodding my head is what you should have said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Alright, that was weird. Chives, cut that out.
Alright, Chives, be
a good boy.
legend.
Be a good boy. We'll give you a snack.
Alright,
next time you come to our hometown. We're not going to say where it is because we're not weird like that.
Nope.
Wisconsin. Except we tell them where Chives lives.
Where what?
Where Chives lives, but we're like, we're not going to tell you what state we live. Although, alright.
Alright, I think that wraps this one up.
Yes. It took too long.
We learned a lot today.
We learned that Trent knows nothing of baseball. Except I knew that before, but you knew it. Oh, crap. You learned it this time. You also learned that I'm a weird guy.
Yeah.
Trent is. So, there, you can tell your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your wife, your husband, your children, your uncle, your aunt, your cousin, your best friend that you learned that Reef's weird, and Trent knows nothing of baseball.
Alright. You have all learned a lot today. Go share it. And
go share it. Leave a like on this video. Hit that like and subscribe button if you missed it.
That like and subscribe.
Alright.
For more content.
Peace out, brothers.